Okay, hey guys, welcome to a live that I wasn't planning on doing, but I will. I got a little bit of time here. I was going to chill and relax about whatever. A couple articles came out and stuff like that. And, anyways, we always want to talk about Jack and Lily be voices. So, of course, if you guys haven't hit that like and the share, please do hit that like and share for Jack and Lily. Like I said, they need voices and. Uh, and try to wake me up there, Agent. When the noise or when the song plays, they get rickrolled. Thanks for becoming a member, Jen. Thank you guys for all that. The people that are again new subscribers or members, whatever your part is in this channel. Thank you guys so much. I see Travis is in the house. Hey, Travis, how are ya? I was in the ER earlier today for something very minor, but they gave me coding. Intro looks totally different. Yeah, coding on there. You know, when I was in the hospitals one time, so I'd never had coding. Anyways, I was just like, well, I was in a lot of pain, eh? And so this one in particular, once I had that shit once, I was like, come on, give me more, give me more. I like, take away the pain. Thank you so much. But this one time I said, you know what? Like I was in a lot of pain. And I was like, she stuck it into like right into, instead of being through the drip, she stuck it like right in there for fast acting. And I just remember like lying in bed like this and going, uh, uh. And I kept doing that over and over again, going, oh my God, like my head's heavy. I actually was feeling nauseous. I never asked for it that way again. I'll tell you that much. But anyways, because I'd never, like, for me to be in a hospital in my entire life, I've had to twice. And, that's only after I was in my 40s, eh? And stuff like that. But it was the first time I ever had the codeine. I'm like, this shit works. So I'm not going to lie. It was a good experience when I was in the hospital. How fast something like that can just make you feel better again. But anyways, again, hi, everyone. Rick TB's in the house. Leanne's in the house, but in the photos, the ATV was clean as a whistle. Shannon, it looks awesome. Maybe I'll hold my daughter's tarantula. Holy tip. Totally off topic, eh? Hi, Kelly. How are you? Streamlabs is in the house. Don't forget, punctuation matters here. So Streamlabs will act like you're dropping a link because your punctuation isn't the best, eh? On that one. Hi, Carol. Hi, everyone. Hi, Mr. Bartman. Let's see here. Carol loves embroidery and crime shows. Well, what is Sunny like? I like, what? I love comedy and crime shows too. But that's my thing is the crime or the comedy. Got to mix I love comedy. As long as it's funny comedy. Anyways, been a member for a month. Bring Jack and Lily home. Absolutely. So I guess there's a couple articles that dropped. And then I guess I'm going to actually play it later too. Because I was thinking about that too. And then Justin was smart enough to remember that posting from Daniel and stuff like that. And, the funny thing is, I was just looking at that whole posting again, like, I don't know, probably like in the last 3 weeks or something. Right. Good catch, Justin, from Clutch Them Pearls on that one. Because, the thing is that, like I said, thanks for finding the post. Because in my head too, I'm like, well, I mean, didn't Daniel say he was that way? Like I can't remember if I outwardly said that, but thinking that at least. So I'm glad that Justin caught the whip on that one and was like, here, because honestly, we'll get into that though. But let's start off, you guys. Hi, Rise. I'm just going to leave it at Rise. Oh, Rise to Inner Beauty. Gotcha. Yeah, hit that like and share for Jack and Lily, please. Deafening silence. Yeah, been a busy day. Got home. Groceries came, so I had to do that. Then I was talking. Then I had a bunch of messages I needed to answer. Then I was like, oh, a couple new articles are out there. So I thought, whatever, YOLO, right? Do a live for a little bit here. I would say a little bit, but we usually know that's live. But I think this is going to be just for a little bit. I was hallucinating. Or just ask Daniel Martell. Daniel, how did you feel when you were up doing drugs all night? What were you doing? Inquiring minds want to know. What were you doing? Let's see here. Hey, Shannon. Hi, Sunflower. Hi, Mary. How are you? Mary, Mary, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells. Right, cockle shells. Better keep my mind north instead of south on that one, on there. But anyways, nice to see you guys. Hi, Tommy. Hi, Nurse. TPP. You down with TPP? Yeah, you know me. Mary sending me too. Jen O. J. McWilliams, you do provide the best coverage of this case. Let me just stop there and appreciate that. Someone might think my ego will go off if I keep that message up too long, but no. Thank you. At the end of the day, work hard, on cases, right? It's a lot of time. Pays very little. But that's not what it's about. It's about the victims being voices and using my time for, like I said, trying to do as many lives as I can while I work full time and stuff like that. So, and then you guys really are my family. Seriously. Like I don't have friends anymore. I don't actually need friends. Usually at the end of the day, I only had a couple friends, but usually at some point they either backstab you in the back and then you just like, fuck it, who needs you? So I just enjoy being around my husband, and he's always gaming and I do lives and stuff like that. But I get to come to you guys, and you guys are my true crime family. My husband has his gamer friends. I got my true crime friends on here. So thank you so much, guys, for again coming to the live. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Sunny, please say about and drama one time, please. Okay, I don't about and drama. Me too, Sunny. Josh Johnson. He has me laughing a lot lately. Hi, friends. You guys have to have some comedy. There's my friend there, American Justice, Melissa. Have you looked at the doc yet? What do you mean, have I looked at the doc yet? Meaning me? Of course, I've looked at the docs. No, I'm not even sure why you'd ask that, to be honest, Melissa. Of course, I've looked at the documents. Is that what you're talking about? Like the documents that I sent you? I do embroidery during washing machine. Anyways, hi Denise, how are you? Marie Antoinette and Shannon. Thank you, Shannon, for the super sticker. I hope you don't go broke because I see you donating on other channels and that too, of course. And I hope your bank account is, or let me put it this way. Hope you're not going in debt or anything over this because although donations and that are appreciated, they're not expected. But I do see you doing it a lot. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And yeah, let's just switch bank accounts. How about that? I feel like yours is a little more fuller than mine is. Anyways, you guys. So Shannon, thank you very much for that. Hi, Sky Painter. How are you? Let's see here. Thank you for saying about. Yeah. Okay. If it filled up your love cup, I'm good. soon, Travis, it will be eggnog cup, eh? All right. Okay. Hi, Rhonda. How are you? Rhonda's like my cheerleader pretty much every day. The one that always messages me on Messenger just to tell me how wonderful and amazing I am, how beautiful I am. I do appreciate that. Don't get me wrong. It's almost embarrassing all the things that she does say. Super appreciated, but I've never been one to overly take compliments. Well, I used to shy away from those, but I do appreciate them as much as they do make me blush. Sunny and my Ping and Janie, sorry, Janie, why am I calling Janie? Janie was covering up the oil trail from Danielle's black vehicle. You're talking when she was Reiki, Janie? That Janie? Hi, Ariel, how are you? Okay, Tips is in the house. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll down. Hold on. Did I see the word? 100, nailed it. Me and my hubs are the same. I'm with you. Less drama. Drama llama. No. That's thumbs up, please. Yes. Thumbs up, please. Okay. I love your heart. Aw, you're so sweet. Like I said, if I want to compliment, if I'm feeling down, I'm no offense, but Rhonda's my go-to here. Unless Ben's in the house. Where's Ben? No Ben today? Yeah. Thank you so much, Shannon. Again, a lot of people here some new ones as well. A lot of regulars covering the case of Jack and Lily, who disappeared on May 2nd of 2025. We're literally going to, you know what? 30 days has September, April, June. Oh, okay. So this will have April, June, and November. So we're in October. So 30, right, Halloween, 31, duh. Okay. So we're literally then, what, 11 days off of, is that right? 31. That's 10. 12 days off. Would that be correct? Of 6 months. 6 months, people. That's crazy for this case, I feel. Like, meaning I know cases do this, but never in a million years did I expect this case to have the twists and turns, lies, deception, manipulation, stuff like that. Like, I never expected it to go way into orbit like it has. And it's time to bring it down and try to get some truth out of all this. And so, yeah. So, I mean, pretty much, right? It's like, who expected it to be this long at all? Ryan Hunt. Hi, Ryan Hunt. Okay, well, you know what? Let's get into the article. Sorry if I'm missing some. Yes, ma'am. Oh, sorry. I just keep seeing other names that I feel like I need to say hi to. Scotia Leo. Hope everything is going good for you guys tonight. Hi, Sharon. Okay, Carol Young. Cassie. Cassie, the one that's sassy. That's a good name. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so let's start off with the Globe and Mail article. Okay, let's do that one first. So is that this one? Yeah, I think that's, yeah. Okay, let's do this one. Share screen. Okay, so boom. Let me take myself off screen so I make this bigger. Thanks again, you guys. Okay, Jack and Lily, beautiful children. Again, we're here just to try to, the first and foremost thing, we're here to try to bring awareness and voices for Jack and Lily. Keep people out there that a reminder that these two beautiful children in Nova Scotia need answers. And that's the first and foremost thing. Talking with family members, RCMP, the news and stuff like that, when they put out articles. Those are the things that I like to pay attention to the most. And then there's always the side noise. And then there's, of course, where we talk about is speculation, our thoughts and stuff like that in regards to the case. Always remember, never outright accuse someone. You have to use, in my opinion, or speculate or allegedly and stuff like that, right? You don't want to be sitting there outright calling somebody a killer and all that stuff. It's not very good for you, okay, on that one to do that. You can definitely get caught with slander if somebody wanted to sue your ass for outright just saying stuff like that. Anyways, so let's get into this article. Okay, so it's this one we're on. Okay, so RCMP find no evidence vehicle was involved in the disappearance of Nova Scotia siblings. Okay, so the Nova Scotia RCMP say that they aren't able to substantiate reports of a vehicle driving late at night near the rural home of Jack and Lily Sullivan just hours before they were reported missing, and don't consider that information a key element in their investigation. I feel like that wording is different than the one somewhat of yesterday, but okay. Let's see. Their mother told police Lily 6 and Jack 4 had wandered away from their home in the backwoods hamlet of Lansdowne on May 2nd around 10 a.m. after reporting, well, not sure why they used 10 a.m. to be honest, because that's what time the 911 was called. Maybe that's why. After reporting them absent from school earlier that day and the day before because of illness. Wait. 1 second. Okay. So, the children's last verified appearance was outside the home was the afternoon of May 1st at the Dollarama New Glasgow, with their mother and stepfather. Major crime investigators have led an intensive search for the children, aided by helicopters, drones, cadaver dogs, and hundreds of volunteers. Police told the Globe on Tuesday that they have no evidence to back up reports from neighbors who said they had heard a vehicle driving suspiciously near the children's trailer. Two witnesses who lived near the home told police that they heard a car on Gairloch Road after midnight, just hours before Jack and Lily I wish that they would spell Lily right. Globe and Mail, spell Lily right, were reported missing, according to newly redacted details included in the court applications filed by investigators seeking to conduct searches for phone records, banking records, and videos related to the case. One neighbor, Brad Wong, said he could see vehicle lights over the treetops from his home up on the hill. So remember, he's elevated, so he can kind of see through because he's looking down towards um, Daniel's home there, and described a loud vehicle coming and going from the area of the trailer 3 or 4 times in the early morning of May 2nd. He told police the vehicle stopped and returned multiple times and remained in earshot the entire time. Another neighbor, Justin Smith, told investigators he heard a vehicle in a sparsely populated area around 1:30 a.m. He said he heard a car turn around by the railroad tracks near the spot where police found Lily's pink blanket and imprints of the child-sized boot prints. Police later confirmed those imprints matched the type of boot Lily was wearing when she disappeared. The Mounties, however, say surveillance footage retrieved from the home security cameras in the community didn't confirm the movements of a car on the road that matched these descriptions. Witnesses reported hearing a vehicle but did not visually confirm, RCMP Communications Advisor Allison Gerard said in a statement. Investigators conducted a thorough review of surveillance footage from the Gairloch Road area during the early hours of May 2nd and found no evidence of any vehicle activity at that time. So, as such, no driver has been identified, and the presence of the vehicle has not been substantiated as a key element in the investigation. So, the children's stepfather, Daniel Martell, did not respond to a request for comment. He told investigators he'd gone to bed early that night. Bullshit. Okay, whoops. And didn't wake up till the morning. Their mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, told police she also kept through. How could he go to bed early that night if he even said that he turned on the light at 12 o'clock, just after 12 there? Okay, the bedroom light on Jack and Lily. How can you say early? He'd gone to bed early. Okay? There's no earliness about being at May 2nd after 12 o'clock. So their mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, told police she also slept through the night, Malaya, and said she didn't hear any vehicles coming and going from the trailer overnight before her children disappeared. Meanwhile, an Ontario-based nonprofit for missing persons search group called Please Bring Me Home said it's sending volunteers to Nova Scotia to help recheck waterways near the property where the kids were initially believed to have wandered away from. Police and search and rescue volunteers have already extensively searched those areas with cadaver dogs, drones, helicopters, divers, but the group's executive director, Nick Oldreeve, said it's important to revisit creeks and lakes because they can change and fluctuate. The number one goal is to locate the kids, but at the end of the day, if we don't, we're going to be able to supply the RCMP with further evidence that misadventure and wandering may not be the case, he said. Thank you, Nick. We have to do this right now because this is likely the last-ditch effort before snowfall. The group plans to walk the perimeters of waterways on November 15th and use Aqua Eye, a handheld sonar device that helps locate people underwater. All right. All right, Nick and team. Mr. Oldreeve said his group decided to get involved after Jack and Lily's paternal grandmother, Belinda Gray, reached out along with family members from the children's mother's side. Those family members, Jack and Lily's aunt, Haley Ferdinand, and family friend and relative, Cheryl Robinson, said that the results of the waterway search is key for how they think and about the case going forward and understanding what might have happened to the children. Mrs. Ferdinand said she feels strongly that Jack and Lily didn't just wander off, but because of the Mounties' extensive search. But she said it's worth a shot for Please Bring Me Home to go out and search one more time in the hope that some clues can be found. These are two defenseless kids, Miss Ferdinand, which is Haley, said. They didn't just disappear. We need the truth to be told, so we can move closer to getting answers to bring them home. Miss Robinson, obviously Cheryl, echoed her comments and added that she doesn't believe that Jack and Lily were abducted by a stranger either. Something their mother raised a possibility when the children first disappeared. Mr. Martell has also said that the children may have been taken from someone. RCMP have repeatedly said there's no evidence the children were abducted. Mm-hmm. Okay, 1 second. Ben. It's your online wife here, Ben. Ben. Talk to me, Ben. Just kidding. Ben, talk to me. All right. Okay. So there. Now you see me, now you don't. Okay. So you guys, let's see what you guys are saying there. Tammy, ever since her okay, that's a whole different topic, isn't it? As long as it's not attacking a customer rep, I'm okay with it. If you listen to all the dispatch, you will hear that suspicious vehicle was located and investigated by the RCMP, but it was a nothing burger. Absolutely. Okay. Some people really just have never listened to the audio. McLean said, I saw you mention it before. I meant to ask. Glad I saw you post that again. That's to Mary. Other than bodies for evidence, what is that investigators need? There's so much as far as inconsistencies, lies with all in their statements. Preach it, Robin. Okay. Didn't fall off the turnip truck. Okay. Inconsistent. Doesn't make sense. A lot of holes to punch through. But the bottom line is, Wolfie, and by the way, thanks for the emails. Okay. I haven't really had time, but I just kind of clicked on them a little bit. You know, I seen you say about the one, the screenshot, you know, that obviously that Justin showed from when Daniel had spoke to me in Messenger. And then he knew, like, again, he gave permission to share it all, Daniel style. So, you know, went all through that. So we're going to be talking about that in just a little bit here. Okay, Cam. So basically, right, is that on the audio dispatch, which I played for you guys, by the way, the other night, okay, it says that there's a camera. And here, let me just bring this down and go to Google Maps for a second. Share screen. Okay. Share. Okay. So So helipad was here, okay, guys? Let me just make sure that you guys can see it. No, I need to make it bigger for you guys. Here, let me take my banner off the screen as well. Okay. So let me just go back to my thing. So obviously Jack and Lily's home's here. Okay. And then we come into Lansdowne Station Road, right? Which is right here. Now, we obviously already know that Brad Wong's home, right, is elevated higher than Daniel's home. So basically what he said, and he doubles down on this, and I still believe him, and I believe Justin, and I believe I'll get to that in a minute, to be honest with you. But anyways, that it's elevated and that he could see lights. And I get that. It's totally dark over there, right? And you're going to probably be seeing the lights flickering either through the trees plus onto the trees as a person's driving home, right? You're talking very few homes around this area. So a sound, you're pretty much, for the most part, going to know, you know, especially if you live there enough, you're going to know the sound of the vehicle of your neighbors. Okay, you just are, right? Now, again, so the elevation of the home. Now, search and rescue is here, and on the dispatch radio, what it said is that they've found a camera that was near the search area, right? Now, again, who had that camera? Like, where was that camera? Was it off? Like a camera in the trees, you know, like a trail cam type of, no, I don't know. Was it off of a home here? But anyways, it said it was near search and rescue, right? Now, I'm trying to think, I'd have to look where Melissa Scott's is, but Melissa Scott's was more down where is it? Like near Glengarry, okay? And she had a bunch of cameras, but I think that they were just kind of looking at hers to see if a vehicle went this way, because obviously they're going to look this way, this way, this way, this way. Now. Okay, so again, 1407. You have Brad Wong saying that, 3 or 4 times he hears a vehicle and it's nighttime, right? And he's fixing his vehicle, and that basically hearing a vehicle 3 or 4 times. Sure, thought it was a bit odd, right? Hearing what he's deemed as Daniel's vehicle. Now he did say that in the live that it was Dee's vehicle. Now Justin said that from a conversation he had with Brad. So let's get this straight. Justin was on the scanner radio on the 2nd. Okay, he was the one where they said, if you need any information for vehicles that were on 289, basically contact them. So he was the first one. And then Brad Wong, we'll say May 9th, just because that's when the statement was taken, submits a tip, statement May 9th. And then we have the police going to Justin after a week. Now, so again, well, I mean, I think it was pretty clear to most people that boss man in the chat, seems to be Brad Wong, and, because of the statements that he made and stuff like that. But, again, I just really appreciate that people are speaking, because Jack and Lily truly need answers. They don't need BS. They just need people to be honest, truthful, and giving anything that they have to the RCMP, right? Now, obviously, they are saying that there's no evidence to substantiate these claims, and unfortunately here we don't exactly know where the cameras are, if hardly any, right? Because there's barely going to be any cameras around this section. But obviously there's a camera that they talked about on the scanner radio, and who knows exactly where any other cameras lie. Depends. I mean, we heard like earlier that some cameras weren't working. I just remember that from a few months ago. But anyways, I don't know if those were Melissa Scott's or whose exact cameras those were. But anyways, so then it becomes, from what Justin and what Brad are saying, right, is that Daniel's car, according to Brad and telling Justin, that Daniel's car goes down here, right? Justin says, like it goes down here, it's out near the blanket, and it stops for like a couple minutes. And same thing with Brad Wong, that he's saying that, he hears a car, it's going down towards the pink blanket, trees, boot prints, whatever. And it doesn't leave the earshot, right? Now, so this is where we would understand, right? Based on their information, this is where we would need to see cameras. Now, I still need to figure out things, because we were told that this home was, I think, related to the Geddes family, but that it was empty. But I just want to double check on all of this, right? So in saying that, so we'd be looking at any possible cameras that could have been in this area. So it's very limited, right, about what that is. So you have, this is, of course, the rescue area. So obviously there's a camera somewhere, I would think, in this vicinity, perhaps. I mean, they just simply said near the area where you are, right? So again, so pretty much for what they're saying is that this basically from Daniel's home and Malaya's home, that from here to here. So where's these cameras? When they say that they've reviewed all the cameras, whatever, how many could there possibly be between here to up here, right? So that becomes the actual question. And so if you have two people that are adamant that I can't for the life of me on this one, think that they're lying. Why? Okay. My question is why? Why would Brad involve himself knowing that he's probably not a fan? Brad comes off to me like somebody that would be, um, wants the truth. Okay. We already know he has the past, but what, to that. And then somebody said to me, well, something about drugs. Like when I said yesterday, like that drugs, to me didn't matter. Well, I don't like if Braden was doing burglary and drugs and stuff, I don't care about that part. Like, meaning Daniel's the one with, like, right, that's been said to have been doing drugs and admitted to doing drugs and all that stuff. But Daniel and Malay are the one with two missing children, right? So it's kind of like, well, why, like the person in the post said basically, like, why would you kind of dismiss one over the other? Well, I'm pretty sure that the RCMP already know who Brad is, and they would have deep dived him and Justin already, but they're not the one with two children missing. So why honestly, to me, would Brad put himself out there, right? And then really probably not have a great relationship with the police, but yet still want to provide that information, right? And it doesn't make sense that he would want to draw attention to himself. Why would he do that? He could have just said nothing, right? I can't see Brad being that man that's going, you know what? Let me just say something so that they'll take this suspicion away from me. No, Daniel's the guy. Daniel's the guy for that. Let's look this way when really something happened this way. So if you want somebody who's totally always conflicting your stories, look to Daniel Martell for those, okay? And then you have Justin, right? And people I know they're going to try to sit there and go, well, they talk to each other and this and that. Again, there's two children involved. When people have children, it really, when it comes to children, like I said, there's a reason why people die in the prison system, anything to do with children, because it's like no matter what, you don't fuck with children, right? And so that's why I see someone like Brad coming forward, right? You got children, he has children. Justin, I'm not sure about him for having children, but I just feel like that regardless of what you feel about backgrounds there, I'm just looking to see, does it matter? Well, I think that the police are a lot smarter than us and have the information to have already looked at stuff like that. They might not have anything to substantiate a vehicle, but then again, how many cameras are we talking about here, right? And where is, like I said, where is that camera where the search and rescue is? So what part of 289, in that section would there possibly be a camera versus Lansdowne Station Road and Lansdowne Road? So I'm just going to quickly go to you guys for a second. Sunny, I got them. It's all good. Do. It's all good. Let's see what this is. I've had to learn to let go. A member diagnosed with Parkinson's. One of the symptoms are outbursts and misunderstanding and psychosis. Knowing half the battle. Big hugs there, Tammy. Ben. Why are the RCMP dropping breadcrumbs? I know a lot of people won't agree, but I think that they are playing games too, and they are watching social media closely. Well, again, what's truthful from RCMP? I mean, RCMP, I don't think play too many games, honestly. Like, there's times that they will, absolutely, right? But I don't think it's a constant thing of them, kind of like, here you go. Here's a little piece of cheese. Come on, my little mousies, come out and play, and stuff like that. I think that the RCMP are always very wise to what they're giving us for information and keeping the important stuff sealed. But it will all add up to something. Hi, Julie. How are you? Okay. So now, I know you guys are all talking over there, and I appreciate that. Okay, so now and this is when I personally heard about these cameras myself, right? Or that what they were saying. I was thinking myself too, well, I mean, wasn't that where Daniel said that he checked in the morning was basically the same thing? I thought about that actually a few months ago, to be honest, when he was talking about that. But, you know, then, like I said, Justin was smart enough there to realize that I had that posting and where Daniel's talking about it. So I know you guys have already listened to it. Now I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna. Well, maybe should I play Justin just for the sake of it and see what he says? Yeah, let's do that. Right? Let's do that. Okay, 1 second here. Stop screen, share screen, and boom, boom. He says. Okay, so let's see. He gets right here. Okay, let's just play it from here.
Talking about.
Okay, let's clutch them pearls, Justin.
What is he talking about? Seriously. But Mom confronted her when I was halfway back. That is not far. It's 30 seconds, you said, Daniel. After I got back down from the cabins, Malaya was standing in the same position holding Meadow. Daniel, you can tell this is made up. You can tell this is absolutely made up because look up here. He says, Malaya, hold on. I ran up to the kids' cabins, check, and when I was screaming for the kids on my way back down, that's when Mom came out of the RV and confronted Malaya. Well, if you're coming back down from the cabins down the hill and you see your mom confronting Malaya, then you see what is going on the entire time. But down here he says, after I got back down from the cabins, Malaya was standing in the same position holding Meadow. I ran into the house. Okay, that's the part. After I got back down from the cabins, Malaya was standing in the same position holding Meadow. Well, you just said up here, like, you was running down the hill and you see your mom asking Malaya what's up. So, but down here he says, after I got back from the cabins, Malaya standing in the same position. You dumbass. You said up there you just saw Malaya and your mom confronting each other. I don't understand him. He does. It's all made up. Share. Good night, baby. What Ashton say?
I'll stop that there for a second as we get into this, okay? So, Daniel has had multiple versions of this entire part that he's talking about. I almost forget what the original was. It's been like so many and multiple stories later for this one. 1 second, I'm just going to put my banner back up. I was feeling naked. Oh, perfect. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I mean, my God, what do I even like? I can't even tell you how many times this particular part has been twisted. 1 minute Daniel says that, well, something about whatever, Malaya getting up before him and, right? As if Malaya was out there first type of thing, while he was running around checking everywhere. Malaya was just standing there like an idiot. 1 minute he says that he doesn't mention anything about going up into the woods at this point near the start. All it was that basically he's running around checking, different parts. And Malaya says to him, should I call 911? And he says, like, well, what the fuck do you think, type of thing, right? Like, no kidding. Like, what the fuck do you think? The other one was like, that it was just a minute, he says. She says, should I call 911? He says, just a minute. And then he says, let me check up there. Okay. Now, another version was that he was up there and that he came down and Malaya was on the phone, right? None of this the whole thing, like I said, with Janie and him saying like that Janie said, what's going on? And Daniel's the one that tells her that the kids are missing. Wait, no. But you said Malaya said that the kids were missing. And then in the interview, when Janie's talking on that interview, she says, I asked Malaya, where are the kids? And she says that they're missing. And okay. And she doesn't say Malaya said that they're up in the woods. What Janie says is, so, I thought I would go check the woods, basically. Okay. Like I said, this particular piece has been twisted from the whole, like I said, I could shit literally all over this timeline for how many times different things have been said by Daniel. Okay. And whether it's Malaya said that she told Daniel to hear the kids, whether it's Daniel saying that he said to Malaya, do you hear the kids? And he retracts that. Then, of course, Lily comes in the room. Okay. Nothing about a lock, you guys. Nothing about a lock. Okay. Malaya places him as sleeping from 6:18 to 9:40. No, wait, but don't forget, you guys, because I was insistent on this one, because everyone wanted to keep overlooking it for whatever reason all the time. And like channels and everything. And it just bugged me to no pieces that why are you people not bringing up the 8 to 8:30 time? It was very rare, like meaning it's like everyone just wanted to skip to the 9:40. And I'm like, no, slow the fuck down and get back your asses back to the 8 to the 8:30 time, because that was on the scanner. And the only place that could have come from was out of their mouths. Plus Malaya sent a message to Belinda about, heard the children, right? And that's what she sent to Belinda. And that 8 to 8:30 was the timeline given for that. So all these, they never seem to want to talk about that. Why? At the start of the case, I figured it was just because they just didn't want to, look like they already ship parents by even adding it, knowing that CPS had been there. I thought that they were trying to say, oh, hey, Charmaine, hey, girl, hey. I figured that they were trying to save face, right, at first. And then that's why I thought Malaya's interview was kind of awkward, because they're trying to not say that they're more shittier parents than that they already are. That's what I was thinking at the start of all this, right? And then the timeline, Daniel, it's like a freaking Pinocchio, that their nose just grows every time that they say something. But anyways, so we never heard about a lock on the door at all. All we heard was that Lily came into the room multiple times. He said multiple times. That changed to a few times, that changed to a couple times. We never heard Malaya mention at all everything Malaya said and anything she said was she heard the kids. I asked her when I was talking to her in Messenger, Malaya, can you confirm that you heard the kids? Nowhere did she back that up and say, I also saw Lily. The only time I first heard that was when Belinda told me that Atlanta was talking to Malaya and that Malaya said that she saw Lily once. And I'm like, okay, so is that recall? Because that's what you said in the documents. And you have to, of course, match up the documents, So how is it plausible, right, with everything going on here? So how is it plausible that Daniel could be sleeping from 6:18 to 9:40 and not and Malaya said that he slept the whole night through. In fact, Malaya said that she slept through as well. Again, sorry, Just calling a spade a spade. Keep the story shit straight. You can't be telling people, Malaya, you can't be telling people that Daniel was up tweaking on drugs at nighttime, right? Multiple people, and then sit there and say that you were out like a light sleeping up until the morning, until your alarm went off at 6:15 or 6 o'clock, 6:15, whichever one it was. One of them was 6 o'clock. Was it 6:15? Anyways, bottom line is right in that area. 6:17, 6:18. The children were separately, of course, right? Called in. I think it was 6:27 that there was like a text to the phone, whatever time that was to, like, to from the school to alert. I think Daniel said, um, basically just confirming that they had texted in. So whatever the school does on that app that way, because it's on an app, right? But anyways, so how can you possibly sleep in? So I'm just saying, right? Like, are we also effing stupid that to sit here and hear always this cockamamie bullshit that for me, okay? Are we that gullible and stupid that we can't see this bullshit timeline for what it is because of the inconsistencies? Again, I could rip on it, shit on it, and still, probably think of a better timeline than these three people. It's just ridiculous the things that they're trying to say, but it's Daniel mostly. Daniel, he's talking too much to me. He's fucking himself over. The more he says, right, the more Daniel just, dude, seriously, I don't know what freaking shit you got going on in your life that you just can't even keep your own truth straight, because it's hard to keep the truth straight when you're lying. That's the bottom line of it. It's easy to tell the truth when everything virtually pretty much stays the same, or at least is consistent. Nothing consistent about this. All these little additives added up along the 5-6 months that we're almost at soon enough. So again, they obviously were woken up by Lily, right? Turned on the TV, right? Some people are trying to claim, Kent, some people are trying to claim, well, did Malaya turn on the TV to distract from noise? Blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. Okay? Bullshit. The children were really loud, woke up the baby. Malaya says she grabs her. Now, this is even if you believe the timelines, all right? So let's just take this timeline with the grain of salt, because we don't actually know that after 3/11, what happened to these children, okay? We don't know, because the last time that they were seen was at the Dollarama. So we can't even say at 3/11. We know at 3/11 they arrived home, but that's it, right? And the rest of it is listening to Daniel say that he went to bed early, that Malaya saying that the kids went to bed at 9 or 10, and da-da-da-da-da, and that Daniel was around saying that he was going to clean up the house, and Daniel saying he went to bed early, but obviously early does not mean May 2nd after 12 o'clock to turn on the lights and check on the kids. And like I said, so just all that crap going on. Reiki, Janie. I told you, Janie. Whoops, hit my thing. There's some Temu products in this for you if you want to tell the truth. But anyways, but just as we get to the morning part, right? And again, 6:17, 6:18, they're called in. Apparently, like I said, Daniel's out like a light. Now, don't forget about the interview that Daniel said during his polygraph test that he wasn't in a deep sleep at all. Wasn't in a deep sleep. So Daniel, the person that's not in a deep sleep, he doesn't hear the kids playing on the swing, laughing and giggling away. Ha 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 ha. Only Janie apparently hears this, right? Again, so going back to the time, so what? 8:28, Malaya calls. So Lily pops her head in according to Malaya's testimony at 7:20. Well, I mean, Lily shook the lock or whatever, Daniel, whatever, says that she didn't say anything. Then she did say something. Wait, no, she didn't say anything. Wait, did she? Did she not? Did she? How do you forget your entire basis of that morning? Are you so out of it that you just can't remember? No. The thing that made me laugh the most is when Daniel says that the more that time goes on, the more clearer it gets for him. Yeah, the clearer the bullshit gets for you, right? Because now you can take whatever you have and you listen to all the lives, then you go back and insert shit to try to make it make sense. But at the end of the day, it's just a bunch of nonsense. So, anyways, so Malaya gets up, makes a phone call because I had asked Daniel. He sent me a picture that you had that Malaya's phone you could throw out the window. His phone you couldn't, but hers you could. Let's not forget, right? In all of this, where were Daniel's 2 burner phones? Okay. Not one, but 2 burner phones. Okay. So again, how many times do we hear them say, like, I left the phone on the end table, and Janie say, I left my phone in the trailer. And then next thing you know, she says, like she didn't get it till after the RCMP arrived. Sorry, your brother called you at 10:19. That was 10:27 when the RCMP arrived. Okay, you're forgetful, Janie, right? But then like I said, so they doubled down on the fact that, you know what? Well, I was told Janie, she normally calls the kids in and stuff like that, whenever they're outside playing, because I guess it happens a few times, according to Malaya. And then, of course, Janie doesn't go shopping with Ron that day. Everything that could have happened obviously did happen this particular day. The kids just opened up the door, decided, you know what, let's just close it too. And then Daniel said, well, it takes both of them to close it, right? And of course, there's the wrench on the door to keep out that big bad bear, right? So why would he ever go out the front door? Because there's the wrench over there, right? It's just, anyways. So 8:28, Malaya calls her mother, and it goes unanswered. Okay, so she's awake, right? She's awake. So 8:28. And Ron calls at 8:48, which would mean Janie would have to get out of her trailer, make that phone call and stuff like that. But they're all in and out of sleep, okay? During this whole time that the children go missing, all of them are claiming that they're in and out of sleep as well, right? And of course, again, but Daniel's sleeping from 6:17. So how did he even hear or see Lily come in the room? Because they kept avoiding talking about that part whatsoever. Like he would say that Lily kept in the room, but he would never talk about the 8 to 8:30 time of all that. So again, articles inconsistent. Why? Because Daniel would tell inconsistent things. So Daniel would say it was only a few minutes after Lily popped her head, right? Let's go back to 7:20. It was only a few minutes after Lily popped her head in, or sorry, 8:20, that, I got up. We didn't hear nothing. We went searching. So their own timeline was BS, right? But the thing is that they were trying to equate the timeline with Lily and how soon, within 20 minutes, they were up. And that's why they never talked about it. That's why Daniel never talked about it. Because why? Because you can't take away from the 8 to 8:30 time that you already told and then freaking take a leap to 9:40 and then go, oh, right. But that's the 20 minutes when Malaya, when I was up in the woods, when I got immediately in the car, that one when he immediately. So I believe that Malaya pretty much immediately called 911. But Daniel did not immediately hop in the vehicle. Instead, he says he went up into the woods all of a sudden. Well, it's not what we heard the first time, but it sure got added in, right? And all the different ways of Malaya holding that phone, Meadow on the hip, all this different shit, right? I mean, they pretty much have put a story together after the fact, really. Well, I mean, yes, after the fact, then all of a sudden they start taking some of this shit and twisting it into that. I know damn well that Malaya has those kids hidden somewhere, right? Okay, crackpot heads. Yeah, sure you do. Okay, but anyways, so they don't talk about the 8 to 8:30, right? 8:48 wrong calls, right? Remember 8:28 Malaya tries calling around. She's up, obviously out of bed, right? How deep of a sleep is she in? Because at 8:48 wrong calls, and it's not too long after that the kids are outside playing and laughing on the swings. Daniel's not in a deep sleep by no means. He says that. So again, how did you not hear? Okay, I can understand if the kids kind of like, shh, let's sneak outside and play. But you know what? Those good little children, they decided that they were going to close that door that day, even though they mostly don't do it. So obviously they snuck out, closed the door, started giggling on the thing. Can you imagine that Janie hears the kids giggling and Malaya decides, you know what, children, don't forget, have your last little swingy before I send you off in that, invisible car that's going to come up here and steal you away. So again, when you rip it apart right to the onion, right? And then you sit there and go, okay, so that's just it. It doesn't make sense because it's nonsense. And you can't sit there, and like I said, and keep inserting things, right? Like I said, we never heard about a lock on the door. In fact, you were sleeping, Daniel. How the fuck did you hear a lock on the door at all? Malaya has you 3 sheets to the wind, right? Everyone wants to know, who was Malaya calling at 8:28? What was Malaya? Was it the intent to call her mom to say that the children were missing then? And then they backed off and held off a little bit, make sure that all their ducks are in a row before they start, having to okay, let's go over that lie one more time. Yeah. Okay. So basically the kids, snuck out the back door, obviously. So again, if there's camera and the police saying that there's no evidentiary value and they have camera footage, so then that makes that camera footage invalid to an abduction, stranger abduction, or that a vehicle came from Malaya's family and took the kids. I mean, there's nothing there, right? So doesn't it take away all the other things that have to do with driving? Wouldn't that take away on the 289 if it's in that area that the kids would have been seen on camera then as well, walking, lollygagging down the street? So doesn't that take away from that? So where do we go from there? Oh, right, back to the home. I mean, seriously. Are we going to go out and back into the woods again? The woods that Janie had to carry the kids over and stuff like that, and that Lily didn't like bugs. Can you guys even for one plausible sec think that those children were like, let's go play hide and seek in the woods that we never do, right? According to the family, they don't even cross the street. According to Janie, the only time that those kids go into the woods is when they're with somebody like, Daniel, or when the other couple kids of Daniel's come over and play, right? So we're to believe that your guys' own words, because you're so stupid that you guys are going to still try to ride that story about that Malaya took the kids, right? So again, Janie, at what time did that magical invisible car come, right? The one where the kids are, because every idiot goes, I'm just going to let my kids have one more time on the play swing set, start laughing and giggling. And I'm going to try to be secretive about it, meaning I'm Malaya. I'm going to be secretive about it, and I'm just going to, oh, wait, Daniel, hold on a second, Daniel. Just like I told you, Daniel, you said, besides the immediately getting in the car, Daniel, right? Don't forget, you ran up into the woods. Wait, what? Cabins too? Oh me, oh my. But then you see Janie coming. Like I said, you see Malaya standing there. Like I said, they are trying. How does anyone believe this at all? Like, am I not being clear on their own damn timelines from their own mouths? Right? That's what I'm saying. Give me a time that it makes sense. You can't sit there and go, oh, well, here, let me find a block of time. And that's when the vehicle came. How do you do that? How do you do that when 2 children are out playing on a swing set, right, Janie? Right, Janie? You got amnesia, Janie? Wrong day, Janie? Just lying, just bullshitting, Janie? About hearing those kids just after 9. And then Daniel's like, well, I come down and I saw, my mom talking to Malaya. And yeah, you're right, Daniel. You came out with Malaya. You've tried to change that whole story. But unfortunately, you forget your interviews that you do, where you literally say that you and Malaya came out the same time. So he's kind of caught in a pickle, isn't he? So when he's on the DT show, he's like, well, I mean, I guess she could have. I guess she could have gotten up without my knowledge. I mean, but she did have metal in my arm. I mean, how stupid do you want to honestly look, right? Why are you getting dizzy? Am I spinning you in circles? You spin me right. Oh, slow down this carousel. Well, it's because, again, it's just constant shit is all it is. I can't talk in slow-mo. Nah, Daniel gets me amped with his bullshit. But you know what I'm saying? So you can't just go, oh, well, let me find a block of time and go, oh, let me create this new time where Malaya could have, you know, or no, Malaya did have the children, right? Because her and Haley's plan was to sit there and, of course, do all this to Daniel just to what? Just to fuck you over, dude? Just so Malaya can go, you know what? Let me just get a last laugh on Daniel and Haley. You know, after the searchers are here and everything, go sneak and put that blanket from the railing, you know. And yeah, it's just so stupid. Every time I talk about it, I just get so pissed because of how stupid that it is and how people are so gullible and believe the shit. How does one get up in the morning and go, you know what? I'm having a good day tonight because I can walk and eat bubble gum at the same time. You know, it's just, I don't get it. It's right there in front of our faces. That bottom line, regardless of Jack and Lily, that this timeline is a crock of crap based on their own words, right? Again, I'm very, yeah, I like that. Who was that person again that said I have no thinking skills, no critical thinking skills? You know, have a cup of go fuck yourself to that person that ever said that. It just makes me laugh, actually. No, you're right. I'm just a freaking doorknob with no brain cells whatsoever. But anyways, you can't make sense out of the timeline. And Daniel keeps adding more and more to it. Now, then we're going to get to the part about again, we're going to come back to that one day, right? I'm going to go over every stinking ass detail to compare it with what was said, what's been said, what we've heard since. And again, Daniel can take his effing timeline and stick it up his effing ass where it belongs because it's so ridiculous what he's doing to it. It's just, again, it makes you angry. 2 children are missing. And this is the fuckery that we have to keep dealing with all the time. Anyways, let's go back to our regular scheduled program. God, I couldn't even talk there. And we'll play the rest of Justin.
What are these cabins they speak of? They're not cabins. They're
Forts.
it's those little things where Janie walks up and says, I run up here. It's those little logs that they call cabins. Right. And then he goes, after I got back down from the cabin sitting, holding the same position, running. Okay. Same position, Meadow. I ran into the house and did Lansdowne Road. I never seen a blanket in the tree, by the way. Going out to the railway tracks on that road, turning and going back, doing Lansdowne Station Road. Motherfuck. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Daniel wrote this. Daniel wrote this before the documents came out.
Yeah, like a couple months ago now.
Motherfucker. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Hold on.
August 2nd, he wrote that. August 2nd, by the way, everyone. Okay. So let's see. August, September. We're almost coming. Yeah, 2.5 months ago. Mhm. Yep, good on him for actually going back over that and then, right, saying the same shit that he said
Where's the
that was
fucking one
said
with the documents? Hold on.
by Justin Smith and Brad Wong there, right? Hi, thanks, Rod.
Okay. Listen to this.
Thank you, Rice.
Listen to this. Daniel wrote this to Sonny. Daniel wrote this to Sonny a while back. You're getting it. Yep. You're getting it. Daniel says,
yes.
After I got back down from the cabins, Malaya was standing in the same position holding Meadow. I ran into the house and did Lansdowne Road. I never seen a blanket in the tree, by the way. Meaning he put the fucking blanket in the tree, in my opinion.
Yep.
Going out to the railway tracks. Who heard that they saw who said that someone was at the railroad tracks and quiet for a couple minutes and then went back to fucking Highway 289? Do you guys hear me? Do you get what I'm saying?
We get what you're putting down, Justin.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Listen to the evil.
The neighbor said this back in the beginning. Daniel said this fucking 2 months ago. And the fucking documents came out.
In July.
He's telling.
But not that part.
Oh, shit, a brick, man.
Yep.
Yes. Yes. They're not lying. We just fucking proved it. Yes, hold on. I'm gonna play something. I gotta fix something. So I'm just gonna play this for 1 second. We're gonna get back to it. Daniel just fucked himself up here again.
Hearing detailed accounts from neighbors who were awake in the quiet hours before 4-year-old Jack and 6-year-old Lily Sullivan disappeared from their home in Pictou County. The children were reported missing from their home at 10:01 on the morning of Friday, May 2nd. According to court documents, neighbor Brad Wong told police he heard a loud vehicle coming and going 3 or 4 times after midnight and into the early hours of the morning. Wong said his house is at an elevated position from the children's home on Gairloch Road in Lansdowne, and he could see vehicle lights over the treetops. He said the vehicle would drive off in the distance, and he could hear it stop and then return. He said it remained in earshot the entire time. Another neighbor, Justin Smith, told RCMP that at 1:30 a.m., he heard a car turn around by the railroad tracks near the area of Gairloch Road and Lansdowne Station Road. He said it made a noise.
You get it? You get it?
We get it.
Yeah. Daniel said this text months ago. Now we're learning about the documents, about the account of what they witnessed. Fucking got it.
Shot the entire time. Another neighbor, Justin Smith, told RCMP that at 1:30 a.m., he heard a car turn around by the railroad tracks near the area of Gairloch Road and Lansdowne Station Road. He said it made a noise, then the vehicle was quiet for about 2 minutes, then drove off towards Lairg Road. Smith told police he later spoke with Wong, who informed him the vehicle was the children's stepfather, Daniel Martell. The court records also detail Martell's account of the evening. He told police he went to bed fairly early and didn't wake up until light the next morning. The document said the children's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, told police she went to bed around 9 p.m.
So, just stop that there again. So, I guess 12 o'clock a.m. is fairly early. In meth head? Guess it is. Fairly early. You know, ask Daniel about the whole timeline of Thursday, of course. Very, very sporadic and unclear. I can't remember. Let me think about that. I know I was helping my mom with a fence, and Jenny was Reiki, waiting for Daniel to get home, to make a pool for Jack and Lily. And let's see, what, okay, Jenny, I don't believe that you told nobody about that whole pool for Jack and Lily. Like, nobody. So anyways, but Daniel, you can't remember. Were the kids sleeping? Wait, were they awake? Oh, wait, I went to bed early, but then Malaya says, well, the kids 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, right? And again, so I'm not buying this whole thing of the kids were outside and, they forgot about the kids and the kids just wandered off, because then you have to go back to the statement that they don't like being cold and wet, right? Foggy, whatever, that basically any sign of freaking being cold and whatever, those kids are hightailing their asses back inside. So no, doesn't make sense. What makes sense is when you consistently, and this is a boomer on this one, right? About the fact of him literally using the same words that Justin said that were in the documents that we only found out the other day. And August 2nd, let me repeat that. August 2nd, Daniel, is when you wrote all this. Again, you are the dimmest light on that Christmas tree. I'm telling you right now. You think you're so darn smart. Then the thing is, we always keep catching you in your bullshit. Again, I mean, the whole timeline, I'm sorry, but the whole timeline between Daniel and Malaya does not make sense. But then you have to say to yourself, right, after all this bullshit, you're like, why, Daniel? Why do you keep pointing the finger at Haley and Malaya's side of the family? I still think it's that something happened, hypothetically, that something happened to the children, that it was a cover-up, and it was one of those things that it almost comes across like it's something that Daniel did, but he's saying that Malaya's pointing the finger at him, and it's kind of like, but to me, she has knowledge about this, hence why she ran away, like she left the next day, because she was like, I'm the fuck out of here, because I think it's something that Daniel did, that Daniel threatened her with something that would cause her to panic as well, like holding something over her head, something to do with the Meadow, the children, her, basically whether she was doing drugs as well. Who knows, right? Who knows? But I feel like Daniel's like, I don't know why, but I feel like every time Daniel points to Malaya, he's going, shut the fuck up. You better shut the fuck up, because you're going to go down with me. And then, you know what, type of thing. And then you're going to lose your freaking everything. So that's kind of how I feel. And this whole bullshit about Haley planting the blanket, make it effing make sense, right? No polygraph done to Haley. Right? At what point did Haley get there after the search team's already there and decide to plunket her hand into the garbage bag? Wait, no, it was on the rail, right? So who said it was on the rail? Chances are Malaya, right? Pon came in here saying that that it was said that Malaya said it was on the rail. Makes sense. Again, right? About the whole thing. But it just kind of reminds me of two people just trying to cover up. They're panicked, drugs, CPS, black eye. Maybe it was intentional. I don't think so, though. I think there was the argument. Okay? There was an argument. Call it what you want, but it was an argument. Malaya said that Daniels was up tweaking, doing meth, that he's been doing it also for 2 years. Malaya said that to Haley. Haley's already said that, right? Yeah. Malaya basically goes and takes down everything. I think it's just a matter of like just two people covering their ass. I still feel like if anyone hypothetically was to have done something, it would be Daniel. I can't really see it being Malaya, but hey, you know what? I think that both of them are involved in the disappearance or in the cover up of Jack and Lily. I believe, okay, going back to this now, I believe that blanket was probably more hidden at nighttime or put in the tree during the time that was talked about. That's why we're getting the whole similar to what Justin's saying. Now, Justin's not claiming to have heard 3 or 4 times. Justin's just claiming. So where was Justin exactly? Was he out near the road? Was he out just, like living at the campground thing? Was, not that he was out near the road, but somewhere where he could hear the vehicle the one time and then wandered back in the house the next time, something like that. So he's saying once, but exactly like Justin's pointing out here, right? Verbatim what Daniel said. But then you have Brad, right, saying that I hear vehicles not even out of earshot, but I know Daniel's vehicle. You can tell, okay? Come on now. Don't you think you would know Daniel's vehicle? The sound of Daniel's vehicle? So where was Daniel's vehicle truly? I mean, we've heard it's was it Earl's? But where was Daniel's vehicle truly? Did someone take him there? Who knows, right? Did someone take him? I don't know. But I can't see Brad getting Daniel's vehicle mixed up myself. Good night, Blue Jay. Can you guys say that? Do you guys think that a neighbor that's lived there for years would not know the sound of the very few neighbors that live around him? That wouldn't know the sound of Daniel's 5-speed with exhaust problems or whatever. Right. He was working outside on his vehicle, and it was because of the fact that he was outside, and then he's hearing this car go, multiple times, that it's probably strange. All right. The 2 sets of keys. I'm still trying to ask about those keys that are in the bathroom picture that I've shown you guys, because he was spotted the other day in his black Subaru Impreza or whatever it's called, right? In town. So that's the car that him and Christy had. That car. Okay. What happened to his Escalade? Seriously, what happened to his Escalade? So 2 people saw Daniel in Truro yesterday, right? But I'm just saying, okay? I ain't here to sugarcoat for Malaya's actions or Daniel's actions. All we ever want was the truth. But the truth is hard to tell. Right? So don't you think that regardless that this adds credibility based exactly what Daniel said and what these neighbors that he's trying to, discredit, oh yeah, that one's just trying to take the heat off themselves, right? Trying to make it look like, the burglar person, type of thing, Again, Daniel's own words. Always come back to bite him in the ass. Anyway, let's play some more Justin here. Let's see.
PM. She said Martell stayed up and she doesn't know what he did. Brooks Murray has not responded to our request for comment. In several interviews, though, Martell has told CBC he had nothing to do with the children's disappearance. And in a phone interview Friday, Martell said no one from the family.
Excuse me. Okay. I'll say it again because some of y'all aren't getting it. I was reading this account from Mr. Martell. This is from a couple months ago. He sent this to Sonny whenever he wasn't really talking. Sonny said, Daniel, give me an account of everything that happened. Daniel says right here, months ago. After I got back from the cabins, Malaya was standing in the same position, holding Meadow. I ran into the house and did Lansdowne Road. I never seen the blanket in the tree, by the way. Now, right here. Well, he says I went down Lansdowne Road. Going out to the railway tracks. On that road, turning and going back down Lansdowne Station Road, following it back to 289 and finishing the trip by going up the trail beside my house right to where the RV is facing into the driveway. The fucking neighbors said this verbatim. Fuck yes. And they said it months ago. Yes, 289 toward Lyric or whatever that place is. I thought it's, hold on, 1 second. Hold on.
He is kind of cute when he gets like that, isn't he?
Fuck. Let me see here.
Boom, Daniel, boom. Thank you, Daniel, for consistently doing this to yourself and fucking yourself over.
Can someone send me the document just where he talks about this, the neighbor? I've got it, but I don't know where it's at right now.
Let's see where it is. 1 second. What's he talking about?
I have the keys off the end table because there was 2 sets of keys, right?
And
I didn't take my phone. Well, I don't remember taking my phone because there's no service out there anyway. Not like I can use it.
So he didn't take his phone that night, in my opinion.
I left my phone on the end table. I'm pretty sure I left it on the end table.
Mm-hmm.
Investigators would know that for 100%. So grab my keys, grab the keys, ran up to the Nissan Pathfinder, and that's when I started to search the dirt roads and the culverts, right? So I went up Lansdowne Road.
Here we go.
And I already told investigators this, but that blanket was not there in that tree.
Which direction were you
That would be coming out the end of the driveway, and I'm going right toward Lansdowne Road, over the tracks, and then hanging a hard right.
So you were coming the direction that would have been visible to you, and you didn't see it.
Charmaine. Okay, listen to this, Charmaine.
Charmaine, is
I
that
was just
you?
reading something. Do you remember when Daniel
Brad Miller, yeah.
sent this text to Sonny?
She won't remember.
When Sonny said, Daniel, send me something of an account of what happened that day. Remember that? Daniel sent this. And I had some problems with it above there. Okay. Yep, sure do. Perfect. Now listen to this. This is Daniel's text. After I got back down from the cabins, Malaya was standing in the same position holding Meadow. This is the important part. I ran into the house and did Lansdowne Road. I never seen the blanket in the tree, by the way. Okay? Listen to this. Going out to the railroad tracks on that road, turning and going back down Lansdowne Station Road, following it back to 289 and finishing the trip by going up the trail beside the house, the right of the RV facing into the driveway.
No, those are Subaru keys that are in the bathroom.
That is exactly what the neighbor said. That's exactly what the fucking neighbor said. He came down there, went to the fucking railroad tracks. Everything was quiet for a couple minutes. Right? Everything was quiet a couple minutes. Well, Kate, he says it's Friday morning. He says it's Friday.
See those keys? Now this picture, don't forget, was taken May 2nd at 8:57, I believe. Well, it was either 8:57 or 8:59, but I think 8:57. 8:57, May 2nd. Now, just meaning that these keys were there. Now, when you put it into AI, these are Subaru keys. Okay? You know, your typical alarm shit, whatever. But they're quite muddy. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, right? About the Daniel has a Subaru that he was seen in. The first car he had with Christy was the Subaru Impreza. That's the one that was apparently sitting at Earl's. Muddy keys sitting in the bathroom like that. Goes into the bathroom. The family hears a bunch of noise. Okay, we already know that. We've already been told that was drugs in the bathroom type of idea. Okay, it wasn't to do with this picture though. Like the drugs, where the drugs were. It wasn't to do with this picture. This was to do with what it was, that thing on the water heater, which is whatever, his plasma lighter. But these keys. Talk to me about these dirty keys, Daniel. What were you doing? You know, that these keys, I'm just saying, coincidence? I think not. Just trying to go along with the bullshit, right? Just like Justin's pointing out from the message to me from Daniel. Saying exactly what Justin said. Right? Exactly what Brad Wong is saying. Who's the one on DT, on the message to me, in the documents? Get fucked, Daniel. Get fucked. Seriously. Get fucked. Fucking liar. Okay? Kiss my ass. How are you going to wiggle your ass out of this one? Now, bottom line is, right? Daniel probably knows where there's cameras and where there's not cameras, right? It was, again, so where are the cameras? Where is that camera? What footage did they see or not see? Right? Because we're talking not very far. How many cameras could there have been in that little section? How many cameras would have been pointing at 289? Now they're saying, after looking through the camera footage, right, Melissa Scott's camera footage probably from going towards the New Glasgow way, Westville way, over that way, but how much for cameras were there? Because there's only a few homes. So, again, this isn't like, oh, let me just try to attach this all to Daniel. This is not what this is about. Okay. This is about clearly someone that has been in the social media now for almost 5 months, when he actually started coming in, started trying to say inconsistencies, that the blanket didn't belong to Lily, switch that up, right? Everything has just been twisted and turned by Daniel. And I don't get anyone that literally can believe one iota that comes out of Daniel's mouth anymore. Like, seriously, how could you possibly believe? Like, either you don't pay attention to the case, or, right? It's who's muted? All is quiet, mute. Oh, but you know what I'm saying? And then again, something like this happens where it's verbatim to what Justin said, and basically what Brad Wong. I believe that Brad Wong is being honest. I believe that Justin is being honest. Again, why would Brad insert, like, it makes, like I said, right? Doesn't mean he is the most upstanding character in the woods over there. He's probably better than someone, worse than others. Who knows? All I know, it's like a Martell Mackenzie fest of people that live over there. Daniel knows. He knows where cameras are. He knows his neighbors that way. The one with the truck. The one with the truck that started, meaning Brad Wong. The one with the truck that started revving his engine during the search. The suspicious one, Brad Wong, that's trying to take the heat off of himself. Yeah, well, get fucked, because you live around these neighbors, the people that you keep deflecting your shit from. Gonna catch up with you, dude. Gonna catch up with you. Okay, 1 second. Let's go back to Justin for shits and giggles on this one. It's cute watching him. Okay, share screen. Oh, just quickly. Actually, I'm not going to show it today, just because I should have showed it near the start, so I won't. Where's Justin? Bing, boom, 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 boom.
Morning. In my opinion, that is Thursday night into the early hours of Friday morning. By 5 o'clock, all of this is taken care of. That is his anchor. A part of it happened. Yes, that's the anchor. But it happened throughout the night. This is exactly what the fucking document says. The trail, meaning the old road blocked by a downed tree. But I'll tell you this, what I think happened. But Daniel went to bed early. Sure he did. Sure he did. Sure he did. I know. We know what road he took. I'm pretty sure. Oh, he fucked. He fucked up. Thank you, Wolfie. Oh, fuck. I can't see. Hold on. 1 second. Let me see which one it is. It's blurry, Wolfie. V1 personal info. Okay, on May 17th. I might have it. Let me just see here. I got it. Hold on.
That's exactly it, C. Taylor.
Listen to this. Listen to the report. May 17th, 2025. Justin Smith said he was on good term with the McKenzies family and helped Janie out in the past. He did not know Malia, Daniel, Jack, or Lily specifically. On Thursday night into Friday morning, he was up until 1 a.m. on Facebook. Around 1:30 a.m., he heard a car on Highway 289 turn around by the fucking railroad tracks near the area of Gairloch Road and Lansdowne Station Road. It made a noise and went quiet. The vehicle was quiet for about 2 minutes and then drove toward Gairloch Road, which is 289. He later spoke to Brad, who informed him Daniel's vehicle came and went 5 or 6 times that night. Wong said the car Smith heard was Daniel. Smith helped with the search Friday, Saturday, but did not find anything. There you fucking go.
Boom, 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 boom.
Thank you, Charmaine, for becoming a member. Appreciate it.
Wait, did I just hear that? Charmaine, could you please report to the office, please? Did I just hear that? Charmaine? Are you a member for this channel, Charmaine? Actually, can you just show me how long you've been a member for this channel? Charmaine, do you have anything to say? Just asking for a friend. Actually, look me in the eyes. Tell me what you just did today, Charmaine. What were you doing, Charmaine, today? Exactly. Busted. You are not my oldest member. There's somebody that's older than you. And it was a person I blocked a long time ago. Yeah, a little bit. Whenever I hear Charmaine, right? Well, it's fine. I got Ben, right? I got Ben. Whenever I hear Charmaine's, yeah, I just feel like Charmaine, she's just kind of, I feel like, hoeing herself around right now. Slut. Whoops. Nothing like watching a live, right? It's like, Charmaine, you in the chat? Can you tell me, please, when Sunny? Oh wait, Charmaine, you became a member. Charmaine knows her lease is short, but every now and again, I guess there you go. Well, you know what? In all fairness, gonna give a big shout out to Justin from Clutch Them Pearls on this one. Because honestly, you know, it's one of those things. He caught it the fastest about this, you know, information to actually sit there and show it like he's done. Great job, Justin. Daniel Martell, get fucked. But anyways, credit to Justin on this one for playing the DT clip, for showing the docs, and then for showing the clip, the message that Daniel sent to me. So again, it's just okay. Okay, so right? I want to know right now, is there one person that kind of thinks that Daniel's innocent of everything from this whole entire Jack and Lilly? Just hypothetically, of course. Okay. Yes, Jack looks like Cody. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I've ever showed Cody's picture on here myself. People have shown his picture very rarely. I haven't. Because he was cleared, I just, you know, just didn't feel like outing his face. Oh, there's Charmaine. That's what I thought you said, Charmaine. That's it. Let's see who got gifted memberships because of Charmaine. She's trying to settle me down by doing this, right? Okay. Thank you, Charmaine. Let's see. Mary McLean. Okay, we'll start with Roxy R. C. Taylor, you received a membership from Charmaine. Okay, that's a definite. So this is what we call. Oh, hold on. Look at all you people that are here. Marilyn McLean. Mary McLean. We got Cassie, the one that's sassy. We got Robin Edwards. Look at all you people. So C. Taylor, Roxy, Mary McLean, Cassie, the one that's sassy, Robin Edwards. Yeah. See, this is what I love it when Charmaine sucks up like this. It's so wonderful, honestly. See, Charmaine, she deserted me, went over there, but she's always back here. That's exactly how it should be, correct? Thanks, Charmaine. She is buying my love right now. Yeah. Thank you. Eat me, Sonny. You know I would, Charmaine. You know I would. So stop it. Don't talk dirty to me like that right now. Okay? Trying to appreciate people that got your membership. I desert you guys in a second, especially for dessert. Oh, I got some ice cream today that came in my order, by the way. Thought I'd try this one that's called hockey puck flavor or something like that. I think it's called Canucks hockey puck flavor. Anyways, thought I'd give it a go. And it better have more than 2 caramels in it, okay? Charmaine, just appreciate your sucking up. I know. I was just, when I kept hearing her name like that, I was just like shining up the fist like the rock, like thunder or lightning, Charmaine. But then she redeemed herself by sucking up like that. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful movement right there. Thank you, Charmaine. Love you. Sometimes. Only on days that end in Y. In all though, everyone. Ooh. And deafening silence, absolutely, by the way, to the things that you've said tonight. Spot on. Sunny, my favorite is rum and raisin. Well, I'll make that a Christmas treat, all right? Rum, I gotta like rum. I haven't had rum in a long time, but when I do, it's usually spiced rum, Oh, but eggnog season's coming too. But rum and raisin sounds like a chef's kiss right there. Let's see here. Oh, is there another one? Oh, this is just yes, ma'am, braggadocious. 2 months. All right. Let's see if you can hold out for at least 12. When you get past that point, then I'll sit there and talk about you for two minutes, okay? Right. Well, maybe longer. I don't know. Jules, you two crack. No. Confucius say women upside down have crack up. Just saying. Hold on. Let me just make sure I made that clear. Confucius say, just listen to this. Confucius say women upside down have crack up. I agree. I love how you all I love how you all day, Carmel. Anyways, now you guys are just gonna make me end the live. Go have some of that freaking ice cream, Moose Track ice cream. I wonder if they have like a bucket of Go Fuck Yourself Daniel ice cream. I think that someone should honestly put that out to Breyer's ice cream or one of those big brands out there. Go fuck yourself ice cream. I love my art. Okay, so let's see. Shannon, it's a thought that counts. Yeah, you're like sisters. Yeah, well, it's kind of like we are. Because Charmaine, remember that mug that so Charmaine, just a reminder, right? Charmaine's mug to me. Charmaine, where's your mug? Okay, Charmaine's mug to me is, can you guys see this? I'd shank a bitch for you, right in the kidney. If that doesn't say love, I don't know what does. Right? Now, I can't remember. I'd have to go back to my Amazon because I've sent her a couple, but the one that I sent her, that one mug, remember, like when we die, we're going to be like, like basically ghost sisters or some shit like that. Right? She would, I know Charmaine would do that for me. I would do that for her too. Anyways, oh right, and I sent her a purple true crime, handbag to go with it, right? Yeah. Does Daniel have a car in Earl's shed? I don't know. I don't know about that. Sunny sounds like Justin now, Charmaine. Yeah. Well, Sunny, every now and again, I got to get loose on, like, so my real personality, like, honestly, my real personality is like this almost all the time. Not so much always on the live, right? But all the time, this is how Sunny is all the time. Just ask my work on there. Oh, by the way, I was told that now this won't mean nothing to you guys when I say this, but it means a lot to me. So my one boss had to come tell me that my average stats was 38. Now, again, that number might not mean shit to you, but Sunny was working her ass off to get those stats, okay? And then I think I was the third highest on something else. So this month is whoever has the most improved stats, right? So we have different little things every month, and we have different side things, right? Like kudos and different things. So Sunny got $25 for kudos. Sunny is hoping to win for the most improved of the month because Sunny works her ass off. Not always. Shh, don't tell my work that. But most times. Okay? Just saying. So I just thought it was cute how my boss came in, one of them anyway, and she was just like, I just got to tell you what you got on your stats. And she goes, you did 38, and that was with no downtime. And I'm like, well, what do you mean no downtime? And then she explained it, and I'm like, oh, well, then great then. Thanks. I thought it was so cute. Let me just put it this way. Okay, Sunny, when she's on a phone, Sunny can sometimes talk. I'll just engage, with a customer. And next thing you know, 30 minutes leads to 35 to 45 and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, I guess I got that one, call in that time. Yeah. So let me put it this way. Sunny was at typically 22, 23, 24 for stats. Now Sunny's at, 30, 34, now 38. Highest ever. Go, Sunny, go. All right. But anyways, so all those people can suck it that say I'm not great at customer service and stuff like that. Suck it on there. So I'm like, how did Sunny ever get into customer service? 40 years. 40 years of it. But anyways, thank you guys. It just came to my brain all of a sudden. Charmaine, can you say that you're the best at customer? Can you guys picture Charmaine actually being good at customer service? All I see is Charmaine, who I don't get me wrong, right? Like I lose my patience with, dick fucks online, like in trolls inside. But can you guys picture Charmaine being customer service? She'd be like, no, I told you I don't have this. Okay. Do you not listen with your ears? I could just see her. I can't see her in customer service that way. Charmaine, does that sound like you? Pralines and cream. Oh my God. So good. Okay. Shh. Let's go back to Justin for a minute. Oh, we never did read the second article. Okay. I'll go a few more minutes.
Yep.
It's like the Twilight Zone.
And you see, Daniel's saying the same thing. He's saying the same thing, but he's just saying it happened Friday morning.
Exactly, Daniel.
Before 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Neighbors are saying, no, motherfucker, I was up.
Oh, okay. So let me ask you guys this because it doesn't show it. Okay, now use your thinking caps when I ask you this question. Okay, think about, do you think in their redacted documents when they said that they had bus footage, do you think that there was a blanket there that morning on the footage, Or do you think that the blanket wasn't there until Haley put it there in the afternoon? Well, no. So do you think it was there in the morning already, right? And possibly captured by a bus? Or do you think that there was no blanket there and Daniel's probably correct and just flew and grew wings? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Sure. I said critically thinking. Critical thinking, sure. So wait. So you're saying you don't think the blanket was there in the morning? So based on the information that we've heard, just say it. Yes, blankets planted. But do you think it was put there in the time that the boys are talking about, Justin and Brad, that it was put there during one of those drives? Or do you think that it was planted later on when Daniel went out searching and decided, you know what, let me just add this to the whole, you know? It seems logical that it would be the middle of the night. Like, who knows? I mean, it was on an ATV trail, right, Daniel, Janie, Justin? I don't know. Good night, Jen. So Ben. What do you think, Ben? I feel if Ben just gives me his answer, then we're just going to go with that. Ben, was the blanket planted during the nighttime? Or do you think it was planted when Daniel went out? Let's just say Daniel did it. When he went out in the morning and hopped in the vehicle. Do you think it was then? Good night. I know it's really late there. I got to get going soon here too. Okay, so we'll actually come off of. Thank you, Justin. Okay, so we'll just show that one last article as well. It's not very long. Share screen. RCMP. All right. You guys keep an eye on Charmaine for me. I don't trust her right now at this moment. I realized that she tried to bribe my love, but right now I'm just feeling a little bit still jealous. Not like Daniel Martell jealous, right? Oh, I'm not that deep of jealousy, no. Sonny, I have no idea what he was thinking with that blanket. Oh, Ben. Oh, you might as well just say I'm neutral. Ben. I hate this blanket. I'm going to come to love this blanket, okay? I'm going to love this blanket. I think I love the two neighbors that called exactly what Daniel said. Oops. Daniel, try to fix that one. If you can just try to somehow manipulate that one, Daniel, because every time you talk, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. A horse is a horse. Horse's ass. Okay, let's go to this article here. Let's take down this. When he did the stop thing in the middle of the night. Well, that's my consensus too. Right? My consensus is kind of that too. Stop for 2 minutes, threw the blanket up there, almost makes you feel like perhaps Lily and Jack are closer to home than what we think. Makes you wonder. Truly makes you wonder. Okay, so let's go to this article quickly here. And then Sonny's going to go get some ice cream. All right. To the children's stepfather. Is this the right one? No, that's not the right one. Am I showing the right one? This one. Yeah. Okay. So this is by the Canadian Press. Okay. Nova Scotia RCMP. Hold on. I'll take that down just in case. Okay. 1 second. didn't it get searched and it wasn't there? Then it was discovered. Didn't someone say the search team had been there all day? No, that's not really how that went. But we'll come back to that one. Hi, Grandma Rosie. Grandma's in the house. Be good, everybody. Grandma's here. All right. Let's see here. Nova Scotia RCMP. Whoa, my God. Getting tired, yawning. Say that they have found no evidence to back up the witness accounts of a vehicle driving back and forth. Don't worry, RCMP. We don't need you. We got this one. Okay. Back and forth early in the morning near the rural northeastern home where 2 young children went missing in May. Oh my goodness. Spokesperson Cindy Bear said investigators conducted a thorough review of surveillance footage. How much can there possibly be in that little section is our question. We want clarification from that area in Lansdowne Station where 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan were reported missing on May 2nd. In an email on Tuesday, Bayer said police found no evidence of any vehicle activity at the time. As such, no driver has been identified. Okay. And oh my God, sorry guys. Once I start yawning, I can't stop. And the presence of a vehicle has not been substantiated as a key element. It hasn't been substantiated as a key element, right? Because you think that, okay, there would have been an arrest by now if they had all this evidence, okay? But they just don't. Why don't they? Well, because they lack it because of the fact of where Daniel and Malaya live, the rural area, right? And not taking your phones with you, right? You're just literally within that area. Makes y'all wonder. Now, we don't know exactly. Like, for instance, you guys, okay, Janie, take your freaking fact that you heard those kids. Those are out of my equation. But think about this, though, right? Is that we don't know from the Dollarama on 1:30 or whatever it was. We don't know about Jack and Lily after that point at all, right? Was Friday is when they wait till it gets dark out to plant, make it seem like an abduction. But yet, I don't know. Obviously, you would want to think that, the vehicles were spotted perhaps on camera. That's where, iffy, because I don't think that, say, Jack, let's just hypothetically say, I don't think that Jack and Lily would be buried freaking within a mile of the home, So did they go out? I don't know. Got to think about that, to be honest with you. Or maybe they're just that dumb and it is right there, right in front of their eyes, and they, are around. Have to think about that one. The RCMP recently released new information about the accounts of some witnesses when they heard the vehicle going back and forth near the children's home a few hours before they were reported missing. Bayer said the witnesses, residents of Lansdowne Station, reported hearing a vehicle but did not visually confirm it. The witness accounts were included in the documents to the Canadian press and other media outlets that the Mounties filed in court earlier this year to obtain the phone records bank. Okay, blah, blah, blah. The document said one of the residents, Brad Wong, told the police on May 9th in the early hours. Sorry, guys. Once I start yawning, I can't stop. He heard a loud vehicle coming and going from the family's home on Gairloch Road. The documents say Wong told police he heard the vehicle stop and return. Okay, so let's see. In an interview last week, Martell said he claims that he was driving back and forth late at night. Oh, all right. It's complete nonsense. Right. Complete nonsense. Reached last week, Brooks Murray declined to comment on the witness accounts. My vehicle never moved out of the yard that night. And it never moved out of the yard that following day. Wait, what? Hold on a second. My vehicle never moved out of the yard that night, and it never moved out of the yard the following day. He told the Canadian press over the phone. He added that at the time, the vehicle the family was using belonged to Brooks Murray, and that it was not a loud vehicle. But hold on, you just said my vehicle never moved out of the yard that night, and it never moved out of that yard the following day. Well, that's what? That's the same vehicle that he hopped into, remember? I immediately got in the vehicle, which is that vehicle, because he already said it was Malaya's. So, Yes. My vehicle never moved out of the yard that night and never moved out of the yard the following day. Is this just more idiocy here of Daniel? One second. I'm just got to scroll down because you guys have been talking. Well, the thing is that he's saying, and it never moved out of the yard the following day. So that night, are we supposed to infer that my vehicle never moved out of the yard that night? Well, that's Thursday. And it never moved out of the yard the following day, which is Friday. I know. And it's not even his car. It's Malaya's damn car. Morning, Yvette. Right. Like I said, I mean, he twists everything. He never makes sense. Well, he's saying that, but the vehicle left the home the next day, like that day, because he immediately got into the vehicle to search the culverts and the, whatever, roadways, blah, blah, blah. So that line doesn't make sense. Well, we're not talking about the blue Subaru, though. That's Justin's or whatever. We're talking about Daniel's black one. His Subaru Impreza or whatever it's called. Morning. It makes sense to do T is exactly right. Right, culverts and ditches. Oh, my. Now, do you guys remember, do you guys remember that awkward thing where I spoke about this maybe a couple times before, where Daniel, would only use Malaya's phone? Like, he didn't use his own? He would use Malaya's? Do you guys remember that when I talked about that before? It's like he was insistent on using Malaya's phone. There's a lot of awkward things. Exactly. Okay. Anyways. All righty. I need to go to bed. I'm going to go have some ice cream. So Jen became a new member. Jen, member for a month now. Shannon, $20 from Shannon on a super sticker thing. On Rise to Inner Beauty became a new member. Troll, whatever her name is, gifted 5 memberships to most of the people that were in chat here, actually. And yes, ma'am, thank you for all you do. Thank you so much for those of you guys. So if anyone does want to become a member, well, unless you get a free one, it's $1.99. $1.99. Actually, yeah. Anyways, if you do, it's up in the link in the description of the video here, or the pin. Oh no, I didn't do a poll today. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm going to go rest my ass. I'm going to go search different shit on Jack and Lily, and then I'm going to be like a Groundhog Day and go to work again, work my shift, and I'm going to sit there and search. You know, it's so bad. Okay. So I want to say this. Again, thank you to the Globe and Mail for their article there. Again, Haley and Cheryl talking about the Please Bring Me Home as well. That's been talked about quite often lately, coming out November 15th for that. Actually, maybe I will share this really quick on this one. Okay. So again, it's always, well, don't usually, hear too much about Haley and Cheryl too much. You guys heard a few things from Hidden in the Fog and stuff like that. So again, thanks to everyone that is grateful and thanking Please Bring Me Home to come help out. Belinda, is really looking forward to the fact of them coming out before snowfall. And I just want to say, so bless everyone that is loving the fact and supporting the Please Bring Me Home. But yeah, guess who's not supporting it? Just guess. Just guess. Starts with D. Guess who's not supporting it? I think you guys know. 1407 Gairloch Road. No. But whatever. You know what? We got time. We want it to be solved, but we got time. We got time, Daniel. Janie. So, image file. And thank you to also Lindsay from the Globe and Mail, her and Greg Mercer, and constantly are writing. I like the Globe and Mail because, I like CBC too, and stuff like that. But anyways, and I know that, and I think I can say this. I think this is okay to say. I know that Belinda's done another interview. And that one's going to be with, that has been, I hope it's okay. Say, Belinda, come stop me if I'm wrong. But anyways, with CTV, but not exactly sure what date that comes out. Newspapers, right? They don't just kind of come out like do an interview and they come out right away. Daniel Martell's depending, right? They're looking for him to always talk. And they're like, Daniel. But anyways, so this is the vigil for Jack's 5th birthday. And that it's Wednesday, October 29th. Sorry. Between 7 to 7:30. Where Stellarton RCMP CMP Police Detachment, right? Where the whole plushed animals and beautiful things are. Is that your son's birthday, Roxy? All right, before Halloween, eh? Kid gets treat after treat. Good night, Sharon. So as Jack's birthday approaches, our hearts are sore. You guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. In a sense, I keep yawning. Once I start yawning, it's like contagious. Hearts are heavy, knowing that he and his sister Lily are still missing. Instead of the joyful celebration that should have been, but we will gather together in honor of Jack to share our love, our hope, and our prayers, both to him and Lily. Okay. And then what does it say at the bottom? It says something at the bottom. Hold on. Oh, wait. I know what I was going to do. Hold on. Stop screen share. I think it was because I was going to share screen and I was going to show it in this window. That's what I was going to do. Okay. So it says, this will be a solemn and respectful vigil. There will be no festivities or celebrations. Instead, it is a time for the community to unite, light candles, and hold Jack and Lily dear into our hearts. We invite you to bring a candle, bring a candle, a light, or just your presence. Every gesture of love is supports of support is meaningful. So, 1 second. Let's just go back up here. Show that. So again, for whoever is able to make it out there. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's going to be streamed live from Facebook. So again, if I can stream it, I'll stream it for sure. But anyways, that's in 8 days. So again, Lily's birthday. When's Lily's? Let me see. Where's 1 second. Do you guys know when Lily's is? I know it's March. It's either 24th, 26th, or something like that. Let me just take a look. Hold on. Darn it, I can't look at it right now. Does somebody else know off the top of their head when Lily's is? Oh, is it March 22nd? Thank you so much. So close. So close, Roxy. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely. I just gotta, find out what Facebook group, I guess, is doing it. But anyways, yeah, very sad. Very sad. So justice for Jack and Lily, you guys. Please, if you have not hit that like and the share, please do so for Jack and Lily. I'm begging you, the children. I'll speak for the children here, since we're their voices. Jack and Lily are asking you to as well. They want their answers and they want the truth to be told. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to bid you guys a good night. And today is Tuesday. Tomorrow, I guess, is Wednesday. And always remember these two precious children.
In the woods where shadows lay, Jack and Lily went to play.
And there's Charmaine's channel right there as well. True Crime Story Podcast.
On a rainy May afternoon, now we whisper hope's soft tune. Echoes of laughter fill the air, but where are they? We stand in prayer. Oh, Jack and Lily, where have you gone? We'll hold on tight through this endless storm. In our hearts forever you'll stay. With every prayer we send your way.
Good night, guys. See you soon.
Hundreds gather.